Alright, welcome back to another episode of Game Crafters, and as you can tell by the headphones around my neck, we're building a level. Yeah, that's right, we're building a level. I figured, yeah, sure, why not? Let's go on ahead and build a level. We should be building levels and making the zones every now and again, just because. Now, I don't think this is exactly where I'm going to put the finish line. I have something in mind for this one, for this particular area. So we'll see how this all plays out. But for now, if you enjoyed today's episode, please leave a like and subscribe for more. So right now, I need to build a level, obviously. We need to be able to get some things taken care of here pretty easily. And to do that, well, we just need to get an idea of what we want to do. Which I have an idea, but I don't know exactly. First things first, let's get a normal clockwise enemy. And then get a normal counterclockwise enemy. I have something in mind for this particular part. An area you will probably be finding yourself going to multiple times, maybe. Not sure exactly. But I think the idea here is to find a way to get to the finish, which will be over in here. Somewhat, so to speak. Somewhere in this general vicinity, there will be a finish block. And I think I have a few ideas on how this needs to go and play out. Simple ideas, but ideas nonetheless. The less. You know what I mean, though. You know what I mean. Still a little sick, recording this after all of my recordings are finished. And also, last Game Crafters I said that there was a 12 hours we had to worry about. Well, apparently that was a lie. I didn't even know it was a lie at the time because I was all fully about to take care of 12 hours. But no, apparently there was a scheduling mistake and I wasn't needed for 12 hours, which is good. It's good. I don't have to worry about that, which is great. I don't want to have to worry about it, you know? It's just good to not have to worry about doing more work than you need to. Stuff like that. Anyways. I have an idea on what I need to do here. But this will require you to gain access to 3 crates. All of which can be easily gotten to where you need to go to get to them. You can choose whichever one you want to go to get the things here. This is more so meant to be an open area, but with a few complications, of course. Can't be too easy now, can it? Also make sure everything's recording. It is. Good. I've got some things in mind for this area. Don't keep it too big, don't keep it too small, basically. You'll need to find chests and you'll need to find keys. You need 3 keys and you need 3 crates. Not chests, crates. Those things. Just make it a nice shape for our areas that we have to work with here. Nothing too massive, I'd say. Alright, let's see. So how do we want to do this? We need crates, obviously. we need to be able to get them to where they need to be gone to. But we can't have a crate here. We would have to have a crate here, here, and here, in these general vicinities. Now, logically, it shouldn't take too much effort to move the middle crate over to where it needs to be. Because it's supposed to be, like, right next to it. But we also need a key. Keys are very important. Now, I suppose the part we're gonna, try to figure out how to do without it being too difficult is, figure out what we want to do precisely. I could see a path. A water path, if you will. It makes sense to want to have a water path, Since this is supposed to be the zone where a lot of this stuff is used. So fill this up with water and we'll be golden. As soon as you get past that threshold. Now, I gotta figure out where I need to put the key. So right now, I'll just fill the water in, put the enemies in, and I gotta figure out where the key needs to go. I mean, this is the only other place you could put a bunch of water like this and not have to worry about a chest being not used. Okay, so they're gonna have to be clockwise for this, no problem. Wait. 0 is up, so we want you to be this, and we want you to be this. I guess technically it doesn't matter what the number this one is. This one has to be 3. Oh, yeah, it doesn't matter, but let's see where the enemies are moving first. Yeah. I can hear you guys. Okay, so now we've got that figured out. Where should key be? How about this? We put an enemy here, so you're forced to have to go this way and not have to figure out how to go this way. The key can be down here. Certain areas are made to be very difficult, but it's not that difficult. Because all you gotta do is go through here, go around, and then go down here. But you can't stay here for long, it's not safe. We could put a horizontal enemy right here. That'll work. Aside from that, I think we can make this be a water crate area. Where you gotta be careful about where you move the crate. With all the water around. Which theoretically shouldn't be that difficult, I think. I imagine so. And all you need to do is get this out of here. But easier said than done. Let's see. You can't get that there. But do I want it to go here or do I want it to go there? How about... Yeah. And we could put a horizontal enemy right here. Also, are we evened here? That should be better. Put some more here. Put a guy here, which you could kill if you wanted to. Some of these you can't kill, though. Like, you can't kill that guy, or else the crate will get stuck. So you'll have to deal with him. Probably put this guy here, which you will be killing regardless. But he will still be a little obstacle. How about that? I guess it depends on if he... Because we don't want it to be too hand-holding. We want to present options and the ability to make certain areas easier by removing enemies. So we're not removing that will help. And you could push that up into here. So we got our crates there. Now I think we should have some poison up here. Poison. Alright. Put the poison where it needs to be placed. Simple as that. Yeah, if we poison that, I mean, you would still be able to push it as a thing. Like, no matter what, you will still push this up here if we did that. But how would I keep this open? Oh, water, of course. We could just put water up there. Still keep this here, though. Maybe not too much, but enough, I'd say. Cover this up with more poison. Something as simple as that, I'd say. Now I guess the question with this one now... I mean, I guess this is just... You can either use this to put it here or put this up here. There are options, I suppose. Yeah, let's get our counterclockwise guys over here. And let's get some ice as well. Some ice to kind of just make this area a bit more treacherous. In terms of, like, letting these guys get in the way. You don't want that, trust me on that one. But you need to be able to move the crate over here still, without this being an issue. So we move it here. Now we could also move this over like this and have this here like that. There shouldn't be anything preventing the crate from being where it needs to be, so that should be fine. That would make it so you can't get in there. You do want to get in there. And what we could do here is put water here. So that way you can't exactly push the crate far out and then just... Well, you can't exactly push it anywhere anyways at that point, right? You still need to be able to get here to go here and go around and push it in. Like you can get there with the lava, but that's not going to help you. And you could push this down, but then you won't have something for this. Unless... No, you would be able to, because then you just push another crate over here. Get into here. Remove this. Yeah, because the way I see it, you could put 2 crates up in here. Remove that. Remove this lock. And then push another crate in here. So maybe we do want water here. But also that could be a nice another way to complete that. You know, the means of finding different ways to complete the same level. That would work. Makes it easier if you can suss it out. Otherwise, you'll go through the intended path. Or the path that I intended to have like this, because that's how it was built. But that's not necessarily a path that you need to take, no. No, it's not. Alright, let me see here. We need keys, though, so... I suppose we should make this area a place where a key will reside. Okay. Now that that's been taken care of, we could make a water puzzle area here. Water ice puzzle. Now the question is, how do I want to build it? That's a good question. Let's see. You don't want to push it there, because then it'll get in the water. Put that there. Put that here. All right. No, that's a dead end right there. Well, that's just going to push it up there, which I guess is what you want. You'll have 2 different paths to take now that this is out in the open. But what path is the right path, and what should it be? That's a good question. Push it there, it's going to be a problem. Push it here, it won't be a problem. Go out here, push it out. And that's how that would go. Push it up here. You'll have no choice but to go through here, and it'll get it up here. Which you could just push down in here. So I guess just maybe 2 routes to take would be fine, I suppose. You can even put ice there. So you push it there, you'll be like, oh, and then you're like, oh, it's fine. So you go around and then push it. Well, wait, no, not going to work. At least not going to work in this department being here. I forgot about that tidbit. Well, hold on. How do I want to do this then? That won't work. Because you still need to push it over there, and that's going to get in the way. I guess the ice could just be there, really. No reason for it to not exist. Okay, perfect. Now we're going to add even more annoyance. Because why not? There's a poison spill here. It does kind of get in the way color-wise. No, then an enemy would just get stuck here constantly. Is there any way I can have... No, you'll just get out. I feel like the only way I can make this work is if I have verticals and horizontals. So it'll be a couple of enemies you can kill. I mean, at that point, you're kind of encouraged to kill at least one of them. Where is a horizontal? Here we are. So we'll put you here, and we'll put you here going left. But now we need a third key, which I guess this would have to be. And you know what? You will also go here. Okay. I guess we'll play this and see how it works. We'll do it the normal way, of course. The intended way, I should say. Alright, first things first. Uh-oh. Yeah. Alright. That might be a bit trickier than I expected. Okay, that one's a bit trickier. Alright, that makes this part easier. We want to go this way still. God, he's set up perfectly in a way where I can't just do that. Alright, bastard. I have other means of killing you. Now I should kill this guy over here. And at least with one of these I can kill. Alright, great. So you're in place now. I can grab this with ease. And I can open this up. But that's just about it. Okay, I need a key. That's fine. There's our key. There's one of our dead enemies. We want to go this way, I think. Alright. We want to go up. Kill this guy. There's a lot of things here that I gotta get my brain to adjust to. No, wait. Man, having the poison here really messed me up here. Alright. I can go up here. Okay. Then I gotta go up here. Kill this guy. And then go here. Okay, great. We have all of the things we need to complete this. Just gotta figure this part out here. Alright, that's a problem. Alright, hold on. Is there any solution to this? Is there a potential solution? None that I can see here. Like, there's no way I could just push a crate around there. Can't push it over there. Can't go up there because I won't have any spaces to step on. Now, poison is such a confusing thing to work with here. Trying to see if there's anything else here. Because you can't even complete it the other way. At least not that I know of. No, you could. No. Still can't get a crate up there. Ugh, damn it. I'm trying to see if there's a way to complete it like this. Have this be a real head scratcher, but have it be possible. So if I just go up here, I'm dead. Having it go up there. I'm over here worried about getting a second crate up there. I can't even get this crate up here. Not like this, at least. I mean, there's the solution of removing the water. There's always a solution. I guess that means the other solution doesn't work, though. So if it's really just remove water, then... I mean, as far as I can see it. Now I gotta go through this again. No. That part is very confusing. I should nerf that. Like, maybe it's fine to get rid of this guy? No. He's kind of there as a means to kind of prevent you from, Just going with the flow. His reason for being there is to prevent you from going with the flow. But having means to just get around here with ease is good. Well, that one I was still able to go with the flow, but it prevented me from going with the flow the other way. Alright, he's dead. These guys are somehow working in tandem with each other. Which I guess in this instance isn't exactly matter too much because, again, dead. Or not dead yet, but gonna be. And kill this guy just because. Open that. Push that here. And since there's no way to get keys going into that one section, or crates going up into this section here, outside of this, I almost died. It's fine. But let's not do that yet. I still need to get the key up here. Alright, I can open that at least. These guys are kind of moving in a very predictable pattern, so it does make this slightly easier on me. Let's open these up. Just because. Alright, wait for this guy to go, wait for this guy to go. Technically, I should be going the other way, but it's fine. Now I want to kill this guy. And I want to go left. Most. Kill that guy. Take us out here. Kill that guy. And now the rest should be home free. I say with a question mark, because this is very much stressful. Kill him. Kill him. Just so that there's less things to worry about here. Push this in. And that should be that. I will say removing that down there made this part easier. And the reason why this is here in the top right, because I want you to not know which way to go, up or right. Go right, you'll find that's where all the skull gates accumulate. And I'll take care of that entire department. Removing that made this easier. And we needed to make this at least somewhat reasonable, because this was way too difficult. On a level that's already pretty difficult to keep up with everything, yeah, we didn't need to have all that and more. I mean, this level is more so a testament of, can you keep track of everything? Are you awake? Are you paying attention? Do you understand what you are about to do with this move that you are doing? Kind of deal, you know? And it's confusing. But we don't want it to be too difficult. It's got to be possible. Half of the puzzle is just trying to figure out, what do I do? When should I move? If I move now, am I dead? Yes. And then you die. Trial and error, but it shouldn't be too difficult to figure it out. It does seem like, unfortunately, unless you can figure out a way to get a second box up there, I don't think there is a way. My brain can't figure out what potential means you could use to get a box up there and in this spot twice over. So unless you can figure that out, I don't think you can do the other solving solution. You know the one I tried to do, but couldn't because of reasons. I mostly just, didn't want to have like that spot up there covered with water. I don't know why. It just didn't seem like something I wanted to have happen. But whatever, it's fine. For now, let's just finish this. Why is this part tripping my brain up? Something went wrong here. Hold on. Let's see. That's what went wrong. You're in the wrong spot. Oh man, I gotta rub my eyes. Trying to replicate all of this again, but only getting the black and white first is tricky on my eyes. But I think I got it. Alright, the poison will probably be the easiest to work with, I think. I'm not sure. It's not that much poison. It's only poison in a few areas. Enemies? No, let's do ice next. A mixture of blues, though. The blues is not that difficult to distinguish everything from, though. At least I think. You know what blue is going into what. But if you're colorblind, don't worry, you got the symbols, colorblind mode to work with. So you're not working in the dark completely. Not as much as you could be. That's for certain. Okay, is that everything there? Next up is the key. Okay, and then the lock. And the lava. Oh, can't forget about the finish line. Okay, then the enemies. There's a lot of enemies here. A decent amount. Many can be killed, though. Makes it so you don't have to deal with too many of them. But you still got a lot to deal with. I forgot the crate. Oh well, I'll get that in a minute. Is that everything? Maybe. I'll have to double check. Alright, let's see. There's so much happening here. I'm looking at the most convoluted one first. You know the one I'm talking about. From the general position where my head is at, you know which one I'm talking about. Alright. Okay. Messed up W. Seems about right up there. Okay. That side seems fine. Seems like this side might be fine too. Just so much going on here. I think that's everything now. I think. Okay. I think I got everything. Let's crop this. Save as. Textures. And the obvious. Pinch. All right. And that should be everything there, but leave that open for now. Okay, good. Now we just gotta set this all up. 2D, 1, point, no filter. Is that it? No. Seems like it, yeah. Now I just need the map texture. Set that for level 4. Go over to here. Drag that over. Boom. And that should take care of that. Do a quick save, go to the mountain crossroads. Doesn't matter where, take me somewhere. All right, good. And this is where it's gonna be. Now I need the material to be here. I need to gain access to this. Move the player mark. And that should take care of that. Yeah, see this diagonal here. It makes you think you should go here first. And then you'll see, oh, so that's where all the skull levers are, eh? It's one of the easiest ones to get to, because all you gotta do is just go right instead of having to go to some random zone to try to get to the back door of another zone to get to that skull lever in that zone. It's a lot to get to. I don't think I gotta do anything else here outside of navigation, of course. Navigation being the next thing that needs to be done. But that should be easy, I think. Well, let's see. First things first. Corners, main path. I need the next ramp, I suppose. I'll need that a few times over. Move that over 1. Let's rotate that. Where exactly? Here? Yeah, here seems about right. And then we just gotta move this over a few times until we get to the next bit, which we're not gonna see much here with this one. Oh God, stop lagging. You stupid computer. All right. I go this way so I can see where I'm going. All right. One more. So that takes care of this at least, I think. Yep. Okay. Jesus Christ. So what side path is this? Side path 3? Yeah, because we got 1 over here and we got 2 over here. So now we're on 3. With this one, I could just take this corner piece, move it over to 3, and that should be taken care of. Just get me in here real quick. Now I just need to find the middle point, which I think is technically here, right? Yeah. And you are right where you need to be, it seems. Good. I'll need you to go up on 75, 270, and you should be going in that direction. Right now, I just need a ramp. Again, shouldn't be too difficult. Make this 180, I think. No. 0. $75. So that seems right. Okay. So that's set up. Now the only thing I gotta do to finish this all off is figure out a name for this level. What should this level's name be? That's a good question. Let's see. Level 4. Bazaar Brazier? For the pure sake of the fact that there's going to be a bunch of braziers here, let me just make sure I am using the right term here. Brazier. Yeah. Bizarre. Brazier. Well, right now the name doesn't make much sense since it's as barren as it can be. And I did use Bizarre right. This will make a lot more sense when you see a bunch more braziers here, symbolizing all of the zone's skull levers that will be on fire if you've pulled many of them. That's at least the idea behind that. I feel my throat becoming ugged. Okay, I'm gonna need to build this. Do I want to build and run or just do a simple build? Just build and run. It doesn't matter. Theoretically, it shouldn't take too long to get this going. We got the level name, we got navigation. Now all we gotta do is just complete this in our save. I don't think there's a way to get that or a second crate up there. Just the way that that's built makes it impossible. But if you could get a second crate up there, I reckon it might be easier, question mark? I mean, there's less you gotta do. You just gotta open up 2 locks and remove 2 lavas, and boom, there's the finish line. If anybody can figure out a way to do that without using up all the crates and the keys, then you are welcome to attempt. But that I don't think there is a way. Without getting killed, at least. You can't go back after you get the crate in the middle. There's just no way. I just can't see a way. There's no other way they can go up. It would only be able to go up from there. Even if you could get the inside and move the crate out and get it up that way, you still need to get rid of the lava. So you still need to get rid of 2 lavas. So it wouldn't work. There's just no way. I am not seeing a means to do that. Alright, take me to file 3. Alright, Bazaar Brazier. Let's go. Let's wait for these guys to go through. Oh god, I don't think that. It's fine. Okay. Kill this guy real quick so he's not in the way. Don't go right too much. I almost did. I almost instinctually went right. Which is not what you want to do, that's for certain. Despite how tricky this all looks, there is rhyme and reason to enemies' movement. There is indeed rhyme and reason. Don't go yet. Wait for him to go. How do I do it like this? Wait for this guy to go, and then jump! Kill him, kill him. And then kill him. And then go out with this. Kill him. Kill him just because. And that's all I can do right there. Boom! That wasn't too bad. Nerfing that part made this easier, but still very tricky and convoluted. There's a lot going on in these levels. Alright, we can go right. Which takes us to this area. Or we can go up, which is the area where we're going to be going next. I know what this one's going to be, so I might see if I can't make this one off camera. There's reasons for it. But it's supposed to be an easy level. Very easy. For good reason, too. Well, that's that, I suppose. I better end it now because, oh boy, throat. I'm just glad I got everything finished in the recording department, really. So yeah, that's all the time I have for today's episode, folks. So with that being said, thank you for watching today's episode of Game Crafters. We made another level, and it's a very convoluted one. But it's not that hard, thankfully. At least not that hard for me. That's going to make getting the difficulty gauging in this a bit more difficult. Anyways, if you enjoyed today's episode, please leave a like, subscribe for more, check out that there playlist, and of course, previous episode of Game Crafters right over here, and the most recent episode of Subnautica right over here. Anyways, thank y'all for watching. I'll see you all in the next episode. Later.